The early colonists of Melbourne couldn't wait to start playing cricket, and they formed the Melbourne Cricket Club in 1838, which is just 3 years after crossing the Bass Strait and settling the area. The Sydney-siders too were keen cricketers, forming their first club in 1826 called the Australian Cricket Club. When Victoria was declared a colony in 1851, the rivalry between New South Wales and Victoria really took off. When it came to cricket, the Vics got cocky and they declared a challenge to all comers, offering a £500 prize to anyone who could come and beat the Vics at the MCG. Well, the New South Wales Welshmen took up the Vics on their offer and promptly put them back in their place, winning that £500, and so started an annual competition or an annual game or series of games between Victoria and New South Wales in the cricket, and Tom Wheels, of course, would star in those games for quite a few years. As far as football went, the New South Welshmen preferred a rugby style of game, and in the 1860s the Southern Rugby Football Union was set up to control the game and make sure that Victorian rules or Melbourne rules football wasn't played on the parks that they controlled. In the 1880s, New South Wales had a go at forming their own Australian New South Wales Football Association, and no doubt keen to beat the Vics at their own game, sent a combined team down to play a combined Victorian team on the MCG. Well, it didn't end well for the New South Wales team, going down 9-0. The Melbourne Football Club sent a team up to play in Sydney the following year, even a few games even allowing Sydney to have 23 on the ground to Melbourne's 20. Unfortunately, again, it was a humiliating affair for the New South Wales sporting fraternity. The biggest problem, according to one sports commentator at the time, was the name. He believed that there was a great objection to the game being called the Victorian rules of football. He believed that had they been called the Scandinavian rules were well and good, but Victorian perished the thought, highlighting, of course, that fierce rivalry. Sydney re-established the New South Wales Australian Football Association in 1903 in a hope to make the game more popular. The Victorian Football League, ever keen to have another crack at nationalising the game, sent up Collingwood and Fitzroy to play a game for VFL points, promising to donate the proceeds of the game to the new New South Wales Association. 20,000 people turned up to the game that the newspapers promised was going to be fast, brilliant, scientific and exciting. Even the father of football himself, Henry Harrison, was there to watch the game. A really interesting addition to that game in Sydney was that the players from Collingwood and Fitzroy had numbers stitched onto the back of their jumpers, and spectators were given cards with the numbers and the names of each player so that they could keep track of who was who. Now, this was the first time that this had been done, and the VFL didn't take up the practice for 9 years, introducing it in 1912. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Check out our Facebook page or our website for more videos.
1, 2, 3, 4.